Previously on Splinter Cell Chaos Theory.
Looks like a Chinese Jiangwei-class cruiser with a North Korean destroyer escort.
Events in the Yellow Sea took a turn for the worse today when North Korean and Chinese forces blockaded and boarded a Japanese cargo ship.
This blockade is an act of war. The NSC is working on a formal response, and they've ordered the USS Walsh to close at flank speed. The Walsh is the most advanced spy ship in history. My best man will be on board. Fisher, an American engineer named Bruce Morgenholt, has been kidnapped by a Peruvian separatist group called the People's Voice.
¿No crees que ya es suficiente? Jesús.
Sí, está fingiendo.
¿Fingiendo? Tiene la lengua carbonizada y el cerebro.
Basta, dale más corriente, Saúl. Ya está al máximo. ¿Qué? ¿Quieres que traiga otra batería? ¡Qué gracioso el tío! ¿Otra batería? Oye, espera un segundo.
Doesn't sound too good down there, Fisher.
The sound isn't the problem. You should smell it.
You're sure he's dead?
Deader than Elvis.
All right. Leave the body. We still need to recover any traces of the interrogation. Grim, we'll call you back.
The body of kidnapped American computer engineer Bruce Morgenholt was discovered in a village in Peru this morning. Implicated in the kidnapping and failed ransom attempt is Hugo Lacerda, alleged leader of the People's Voice, a newly formed guerrilla organization. Here we see the USS Clarence E. Walsh en route to the Yellow Sea for her first assignment amid rising tensions in the region. Dubbed the flagship of a 21st century fleet by Defense Secretary Mason, who reaffirmed America's commitment to our Japanese allies.
It is our hope that the presence of the Walsh, now the world's premier electronic and information warfare platform, will help diffuse the tensions in the region.
Information you recovered in Peru makes it look like Hugo Lacerda was contracted by a third party to kidnap and interrogate Morgenholt. His payment was in weapons. He appears to be using those arms to equip his own men and pay off debts to other guerrilla groups. Maybe Lacerda is a nickel-ante loser, but maybe he's learned some things from Morgenholt that we don't want anyone to know. Maria Narcissa is out to sea, so there's no escape. Board her, search her, find out who Lacerda's been dealing with, and then make sure he doesn't have an opportunity to spread what he knows. Fifth freedom.
What Morgenholt knew about the mass kernels, recursive computation, and weaponized algorithms is akin to what Oppenheimer knew about atoms or what Turing knew about digital computers. Project Watson, the United Nations investigation into the mass kernels, will be remembered for centuries alongside the Manhattan Project as fundamental research that changed the nature of warfare forever. Imagine if Che Guevara had kidnapped and interrogated Oppenheimer in 1959, and you have a pretty accurate parallel of the situation we're in right now.
We're going to send the helicopter out about 40 clicks ahead of the Maria Narcissa and leave you in the water on her course. You'll board covertly onto the bow. Search the ship and the holds. Find out what you can about the arms shipments and who Lacerda is dealing with. Satellite imaging shows the Maria Narcissa racks a small launch on the stern. That will be your primary extraction. If things go badly, we might be able to arrange to pluck you out of the sea.
We'll keep the Walsh inside a helicopter range of the target vessel at all times. If something goes wrong, we should be able to assist in extraction. If you play it safe, we'll recover you when the ship's launched from open water once you're out of visual range of the ship.
Fisher, we just pulled up Celestinia's last dry dock report for the Maria Narcissa. They have a newly installed central alarm system.
Don't tell me. 3 alarms and the mission is over?
Of course not. This is no video game, Fisher. But you don't want the whole place alerted to your presence. Keep it under control.
Hold on, guys. It's Snot Rag, and we have more Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Chaos Theory for y'all today. This is Mission 2, the Maria Narcissa, excuse me. And we're going to be doing this on expert difficulty, 100% stealth. And as long as you follow along with exactly what I do, you guys should be able to get through this no problems at all. Very tricky to be able to pull all this stuff off, but luckily I was able to figure it out, and you should be able to replicate it for yourselves. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to take this guy here out because he could be a royal pain in the butt to sneak by, and I'm making these videos specifically so that way everyone could follow along and everybody could pull it off with either not just sheer luck, but without 100% making sure that you'll be able to pull it off. And make sure that you hide his body really good down here, because sometimes the game will glitch in certain areas and the guards will see his body. I can't explain that, but that's what happens. So OCP the light up here because there's a guard that's coming our way right now, topside wise, and he will see you.
Fisher, it looks like Lacerda is spreading around his newfound wealth, paying off debts with some of the arms that were delivered to him.
You want me to scan any more weapons crates?
Better idea. Plant tracking devices on them, and we can see who they end up getting delivered to.
Okay.
Good job, Sam. That's the first crate. Keep your eyes peeled for any more.
All right.
Fisher, we just intercepted a radio call from the Maria Narcissa. She's reporting a hull leak and asking for an escort.
The ship is sinking.
No, but apparently several compartments are flooded. You'll need to activate the bilge in the forward machine room to access all the cargo holds.
Make sure you close all your doors, because we're doing this as if we're leaving no evidence really behind that we were ever here or someone was through an area. Anything that would cause the guards to be upset. So use your EMF vision to OCP the light here. Get over here on this workbench and you should be able to get to the vet no problem. Silky smooth.
There should be a large pump in here that you can use to drain the forward cargo hold.
I'll find it.
This next part here can be a little tricky. As long as you get the timing down, you should be able to do it. I'd recommend saving up ahead. That's exactly what I do. You don't necessarily have to save exactly where I save. Save wherever you feel comfortable. This is all about timing. So what we're going to do here is we're going to wait for the guards to move in a specific pattern and then do this part. So this guard down below on the computer terminal right here, we're going to wait for him to go back to make it look like that he's typing, and then what he's going to do is he's going to raise himself back up and move. As soon as you see him raising his shoulders back up, that's when you OCP the light.
Then don't do it wrong. There was something there just a moment ago.
You jump down here, and then we're just going to sneak on over and then hit the button. And then now that we have a bit of extra noise here, we can move.
Good job. That'll drain the flooded compartments. Now you can search for the bill of lading attached to Lacerda's shipments.
Sometimes Sam will not want to open the door in one go, so just spam the open key twice, which is spacebar. And then close the door, silky smooth. For some people, maybe it'll open in one go, but for me, Sam just does not like to open that door on this first try, so he needs a little words of encouragement.
I'm betting that Lacerda's shipping container is somewhere in this compartment. The bill of lading should be mounted on the side.
I'll have a look.
We're gonna need to do this next part here relatively quick. Grab the bill.
Good work, Sam. It looks like whoever delivered these arms to Lacerda was operating through a proxy.
Who?
Mercantil Costa Fuerza Seguridad de Panama.
Offshore bankers?
Yeah, the cigar-chomping kind.
Great. I love bureaucrats.
You still need to recover the transit ledger so we can figure out who else Lacerda is dealing with. Try the ship's office. They should have that information.
So get over there as quickly as you can, because these two guards will see you if you're not quick enough shutting the door and getting to the vent. Next part is going to be a little tricky, but you should be able to pull it off.
Yeah. Tell me you found the live raft.
Wait for this guy to turn his back, and then you should be good to go.
There's a powered launch on the stern.
Think there is enough for everyone?
Sensors in your suit are detecting a lot of fumes down there.
Yeah, I can smell it. Some kind of gas leak.
Could be enough to be a serious explosive hazard. We can't have any firing in the engine room.
Wonderful.
And don't expect the enemy to be smart enough to realize that. They might still open fire on you if they see you.
I get the message.
Wait right here for the guard to move down those stairs. OCP the light. And then you're going to jump back up here. Now, he says, I think I saw something. He's talking about OCPing the light. No one saw us because as soon as those guards start talking, that's when you know you're in the clear.
You just
So we're good. Silky smooth.
Smells like, I'm not sure, like gas fumes. Smells like what? Yeah, smells like gas fumes from a side.
Now this part up here can be a little challenging to kind of sneak by him. Remember to close all your doors. This guy, we gotta make sure that we do not do anything to disturb his movement patterns whatsoever. Because if we do, it'll throw off his patrol patterns and it'll make it relatively impossible to sneak by this guy once again without taking him out. Once again, we're going for mandatory knockouts / mandatory kills only. So all we're gonna do here is we're gonna wait for the guard to come out of the room. The room that he's coming out of is gonna have one of the crates that we need to place a tracker on. So we're just gonna play the wait game with this guy, and literally that's all we're doing to get by this guy. I'm not trying to do any speed run or anything like that. We're not doing it as quickly as we can unless there's certain parts where we have to go fast in order to get by it. We're doing this exactly like anybody would be able to get this knocked out. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna come into this corner and turn his back. When he does that, that's when we can start moving up behind him ever so slightly. When he moves forward like that, just trail behind him, and then we're gonna go where he came from. Make sure that you have your sticky cameras equipped with your SC20K. Open the door and then close it once you're in. We don't want to do anything to disturb his patterns. We're not going to distract him. We're not going to do anything. Fire your sticky camera here in this corner and then exit out of it, and then open this door. Here's the next crate. Come on into the room and then shut the door because he is coming back. It's too cramped and the pacing and the timing and everything is off for us to just get in here relatively fast and then get out. So just play the wait game with this guy. He should be coming in at about now. There he is. So what he's going to do here is he's going to take a couple of steps up, and then he's going to do an about face and look down the way he came from. So go ahead and activate your thermal here. So now that he's looking that way, that's where he's going to go. We're going to be able to use the thermal to look through the door depending on how close he is. That's why we use the camera, because sometimes the thermal won't be able to pick us up or pick him up. So as soon as he gets to that bulkhead, we should be able to open the door and he won't be able to hear that. Grab your sticky camera and then shut the door. And then we're just going to follow right behind him as quietly as we can. The door is going to shut here. Now what you're going to do is use your thermal, and as soon as he gets past your line of sight, you can open the door. Close the door, and then after you're done with that, you're going to want to take cover here at this wall. We're going to wait for him to move again. There he goes. And then we're going to climb right into this bathroom here. He should not be able to hear you at this point, as long as you do it in the timing and exactly as I do. Shut the door. And again, all we're going to be doing is playing the wait game. Again, any kind of distractions or anything will cause his movement pattern to shift and change, and that could hinder us to get in there and get out without being caught. This is the best method that I found to get by this guy, no problem. So as soon as he goes past our door, we're going to wait for the door that he's going to open and then close. As soon as that door closes, you're okay to leave. We have to stay here though. If you do this part too soon, he will hear you. So there he is. We're gonna wait for 2 sound cues, the door to open and the door to close. Door is opened. Door is closed, you're good to go. Silky smooth. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Silky smooth.
Sam, you're near the ship's office. This deck, starboard side.
I'll find the transit ledgers there.
That's where they should be keeping them.
All we're gonna do is get into the vent here, and then we're gonna use our EEV vision to access the computer, and we're good to go. The next part up ahead can be a little challenging.
Hey,
so long as you do exactly as I do, you should be able to get through it no problem.
He was here a few minutes ago, complaining about the ledgers. Bastard. I hope someone cuts his throat.
Lacerda is not a man to trifle with.
I'm not going to trifle with him. I'm hoping someone else will do it.
That someone would experience painful death at Lacerda's hands.
The transit ledgers are forged. They say Lacerda's container is full of sugarcane and coconuts from a man named Nikaryakov in Malaysia.
Nikaryakov. I remember that name.
Nikaryakov is a code name that Philippine drug dealers use to indicate arms shipments.
So instead of nuts from Malaysia, Lacerda got guns from an imaginary Russian?
Exactly. Now why don't you go find out where Lacerda is hiding?
The captain probably knows where he is.
Good idea. Why don't you head to the bridge and ask?
Okay, Sam. Judging by the numbering on the crates, that's about half of them. See if you can find the rest.
Do exactly as I do here. This part can be very tricky.
What's that down there?
Hey, Toma! Have you seen Lacerda? No, but I heard him yelling at someone a few minutes ago. That's why I came here. What was he yelling about this time? Complaining about his quarters or something. Bastard. Thinks now that he's got a little cash, he's king of the world.
So what we have to do
You'll
here
get his one of these days.
is very
You'll
tricky.
See.
Now, as soon as that guard turns his back and goes into the room, we have to play the wait game here. We have to set up a numerous amount of distractions in order for this to work. This is very, very hard to do, which is why I encourage you saving out in the hallway that we OCP'd, or I'd recommend even better saving right here. Save wherever you guys feel comfortable in order to get this all knocked out and get it all taken care of. So we're going to wait for him to come back out. And we're going to shadow that guard that went into that room for just a tiny little bit at a certain point. So as you see, I saved here. Do exactly as I do. We're going to follow him. Make sure that you have your OCP equipped or your 5.7. And what we're going to do here is we're going to follow him into this hallway. If you do not do this part, it will not work. So we're going to wait for him to go all the way down the hallway, and then what we're going to do is we're going to OCP the light. As soon as he stops at that hallway, that's when you want to OCP the light. What this does is it causes his patrol pattern to freeze and not investigate the room that we're going back to. So now would be the time to do it. As soon as you OCP these lights in this exact order, this guard is going to get suspicious. If you were to not OCP the first light, the guard that we followed will come back in this room. Sometimes he'll come back in this room regardless. So OCP these lights in exactly this order. Do this as quickly as you can while remaining as sneaky as you can. Get over here, place the tracker.
Good job, Sam. 2 more crates to go.
Do a roll there so that way you don't get caught. And then get over here in this corner. You want to get over here in this corner as insurance, just in case the guard down the other hallway comes back here and this guy will not see you. Wait until he calms down. And you should be good to go.
Nothing here.
So the first light that we OCP, that should disrupt that guard's patrol patterns ever so slightly. And what it'll do is it'll do one of two things. It'll either cause him to stand still down this hallway right here, or it'll cause him to investigate the hallway. If one of those two things happen, you should be able to get through that entire part no problem. But make sure as soon as you get the tracker onto the crate, you go back into that corner where we came from as insurance to remain hidden from the guards. And that's it, to be smooth. So the captain is one of the people that knows where Lacerda is. However, like I said, we are doing this entire series as if we are only taking people out that I deem necessary. The captain is not one of those people that is necessary to knock out. You can do this because this next part up ahead can be tricky, but...
Helm!
Sí, mi capitán.
Make your heading 88 degrees, 6 minutes. Maintain speed.
Sí, señor.
Scopes are clear?
Sí, señor.
Gracias.
But we're doing this in a way that if you guys want to replicate what I'm doing, it is possible. Next part up ahead can be very, very tricky. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait, first off, for the captain to go into that corner right there and the helmsman to go into the other side of the room. Silently make your way over here. And I'd 110% recommend saving right here. What you're going to do is you're going to make sure that there's no guard up here. And then when you get to the bulkhead of this door, You're free to move a little faster because we're outside, and if you pay attention to the sound meter, you'll be able to get away with this. Go exactly where I go. If we were to go up that other ladder, they would have seen us. And like I said, we're doing this so that way we don't jeopardize the possibility of the patrol patterns being thrown off. Climb up this ladder, and then we're going to go into this room here. This is very, very tough to do. But hopefully you'll be able to get it, no problems. Go into this corner here and save.
Doesn't sound good.
Save in this corner, and then the guard is going to move to the right, and then you're going to want to get into the corner that's directly to our left. Trust me on this one.
This ship isn't moving at 30,000 kilometers an hour.
Now, when you see the guard move past the door to the right, that's when you can get over into this corner here, and then you'll be able to do this no problem. So as soon as that guard moves, you should be good to go. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to equip your OCP, and you're going to want to use it on these two screens here. This one, and then the one on the right will cause the guard to get up from the chair and start looking.
It's not supposed to do that, is it?
As soon as he does that, go to the computer.
So Lacerda is holed up in the captain's
access
quarters.
it, quickly get out of it, and walk slow.
Side. The two interior stairwells are the only access to that deck.
No signs of anything here.
And look at that, we just did that pretty sneaky. Save here after you do this. If you don't get it, retry every time. You'll get them to eventually not be able to see you. And just, I recommend saving after that. So here at this point, I'm completely flying at the seat of my pants because I was able to do that. In Center Strain 01's video, he was able to whistle and everything like that, but I found that just a little too difficult to pull that off because if you whistle too late or too soon, you'll cause the guards that are out here to come into the room and start investigating, and then it'll throw everything off. But what we're going to do here is we're going to go back exactly the way we came. And again, because we're outside and the noise meter is up a little bit, we can go a little faster here. I'd recommend slowing down your roll when we get back to the captain and everything and the helmsman. So now we know where Lacerda is, so that's going to trigger us to be able to go down and kill him. Just checking to make sure that no guard is going to see us, and then all we got to do is just open this door. Now move slow here, because if you move too quickly, or if you don't do exactly what I do, this will happen. So what you're going to want to do here, if that happens, I'd recommend sticking on this wall right here, or on the guardrail, and then moving. Just go, because then you're not going to be able to worry about these guys possibly seeing you. But because I was staying absolutely still and got lucky, I got super lucky right here. So if that were to happen, and if you stuck on the railing like I did, just go as quickly as you can, just down the hallway. They should not be able to see you. That was just a fluke that they didn't even see me. So this should be the last box right here, and then we're gonna go kill Lacerda.
Way to go, Fisher. One more crate to go.
We have to kill him. There's no other way around it. It's part of the mission. So there's gonna be mandatory knockouts and required kills throughout this walkthrough.
I don't see why you're so upset. He got you past the inspection. You think it's easy to get through the canal zone with all the crackdowns these days?
I don't care if it's hard. You think my job is easy? No. But this insult, forcing me to bribe an inspector out of my own pocket.
Wait, what?
Big shot. This Vice President, Senor Segundo Ruiz de Medeiros. Ha! I'll show him.
Fine.
Mark my words. I'll make him pay. I'll make him pay double, or my name is not Hugo Lacerda.
Great.
Oh my god, that was some exorcist shit. So, when he says I need another drink, oh my god, that was weird. When he says I need another drink, he's gonna come into this room, and as long as you get in this corner here, you should be okay. That was creepy as sin, oh my god. So grab him, and then we're gonna take him all the way out to the hallway where we came from. Because it won't trigger a cutscene where Lacerda has to calm the guards down. So as long as you're out here, you should be able to get through.
Shh. Don't make a scene.
Madre de Dios.
Not exactly. But if it makes you feel better to pray.
Please don't kill me. Please let me go. I won't tell them I saw you.
You don't understand what's happening here, do you? Morgenholt. Your goons tortured him to death, and I'm holding you responsible.
Oh, no! It's not my fault!
The only thing worse than a coward is a liar. You gave the order, and now you're gonna die for it.
Please!
First, tell me who contracted you to kidnap him.
I don't know. I swear! I was contacted indirectly. I was warned not to try and find out. I'm sorry. It's not my fault.
Good job, Fisher. I'll inform the Joint Chiefs that Lacerda is no longer a threat. Your primary objectives are completed. We can extract you whenever you're ready.
So that's it. We just did that, and now we just gotta move to exfiltration. Close the door once again, because anything could happen with how advanced our PCs are today and with a game as old as this. But, you know, it's actually funny how there are some games that come out now that don't look as great as this. So I'm just doing this that way you guys can pause and read, if you guys are interested at all. And this is also evident that, you know, we need another Splinter Cell. It's been over a decade since Splinter Cell Blacklist came out. And, you know, I like that game still. But we need a new Splinter Cell. So hopefully with the news of the director that left Ubisoft, I don't think that should be a problem, because look at what happened with Metal Gear Solid Delta. You know, Hideo Kojima had a fallout with Konami and everything like that. He left, but that doesn't mean that Konami is going to be stopping with Metal Gear remakes and everything like that. So just because I think the director left the project at Ubisoft does not necessarily mean it is canceled. If they do cancel it, Ubisoft will be shooting themselves in the foot. So all we're going to do is just wait here for this guard. Once he goes that way, you should be good to go. But go out slowly, just in case the other guard comes through, and they might end up seeing you here. And we should be good to go. The last crate is pretty much down exactly where we're going. We're just going to grab that last one, and then we're going to complete the mission. So this was very, very tough. A very tough mission to do, guys. Oof. It was not pleasant at all with all the tries that I had to do and everything, and just being able to figure it out and whatnot. It's fun and frustrating at the same time, but luckily I was able to do it for you guys here.
That was the last of the weapons crates, Sam. Now we'll be able to track them wherever they go and see just how connected Lacerda is.
All we're going to do is just use the crate and then use that junction box to hop back up here, climb up this ladder, and then that'll be mission complete.
Never heard of anybody getting hurt in the jungle.
And we did it. So guys, that's it. We just did the cargo ship mission, the Maria Narcissa, on expert difficulty, and look at that, 100% stealth with only one knockout. So, and we did that in 23:41, so again, I don't like stealth games that punish you for being too slow. Stealth, you're going to need to take your time with things. But that's going to wrap up the video for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please, again, make sure that you guys are liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing this video. And if you guys have any ideas on how I can better promote the channel on social media, I'll probably end up making a Twitter account. I'll probably even do an Instagram. Who knows what I'll do. If someone would like to give me some pro tips in terms of branching out the channel via social media. But if you guys would so generously help me by doing that, by sharing on all platforms, I sure would appreciate it. And once again, guys, that's going to be it for the video. Stay frosty.